Gary, 2-2 draw here this evening against Farnborough. How pleased were you to see your side come from 2 goals down to earn a point?
Yeah, look, really pleased. I felt it was really important to follow up Saturday's win with at least a positive result tonight. So yeah, look, big that we've picked up another point tonight because we go into a really tough game on Saturday. Disappointed really because I feel that a little bit, might sound strange because we were 2-0 down, that I felt that we let them off the hook a little bit today. I felt we started the game really well. In the first sort of 5 minutes, 6 minutes, we have 2 really good opportunities to get ourselves in front. Maybe not necessarily get shots on goal, but we get down the sides twice, and Ethan Thorne has a really good opportunity to make the right decision in the deep into their box, and the cross doesn't really quite match the move really. So that little bit was like I said, a little bit disappointing. And as soon as they score, it becomes a different game. And like I said, not necessarily the game plan goes out the window, but the habits and behaviours you expect from them sort of change a little bit because it gives them something to protect. So where they sort of jump into spaces and areas you expect them to, it sort of allows them to pack up the middle of the pitch, and we didn't spot that early enough, or we didn't adjust to that early enough as a group on the pitch. And that's our job to help with that off it. But maybe I made a bit of a mistake because I left Ethan and Will on their opposite sides still, so maybe that didn't help. But look, I don't think it should have made a difference because we still didn't play the passes that we wanted to. It's more so, like I said, the gaps that were there originally were no longer there. To answer the question, yeah, really pleased. I thought we showed, as I said, great character to get ourselves not only back in it, but get ourselves back to 2-2, and then it looked like we were going to win the game. I think if the game goes on for another sort of 3 or 4 minutes, we win it. We have another opportunity to win it, and don't quite get it right. So yeah, look, really pleased. And like I said, hopefully it just gives us a bit of a run, and like I say, we can continue that again on Saturday.
And then obviously, how important is it for the lads to keep their mentality in the right spot to find 2 goals in the last 10 minutes? Yeah,
of course. I said it a while back. Said it openly on here. Said it in there. That this is a group that's fighting for every point. That's never been in question. We see it week in, week out, and like I said, we've had some really good performances. I think I said it in one of the interviews. It might have been the Dagenham game that was a performance that people should be able to get on board with, and we've continued to do that. Just the results have turned a tiny bit, not as well as we would have liked. Like I said, I feel we dropped 2 points tonight. However, we gain a point by doing so well and coming back. So yeah, look, the mentality's key, because we need to, like I say, keep picking up points. I think I've just come off the radio there, and they've mentioned that I think that we maybe have moved off the bottom on goal difference. Look, no one wants that. In terms of, like I said, we just have to focus on our job in hand. So other results are irrelevant. But yeah, like I said, the mentality's key. And that's not just in terms of fighting back from 2 goals down. It's from playing passes and being brave and asking us to play with that little bit of courage. And I know it's difficult at times because we're asking them to do some of the most difficult things, in football. But yeah, it's having the mentality to do that and continually do it, especially when you're under pressure, and like I say, when the game changes slightly. And then obviously we saw Kane get his 150th appearance tonight. How pleased are you for him to reach that milestone? Yeah, I've just mentioned it to in the change room to him in there. Look, he joked about it. He said, "Good job I scored at Taunton." Those 4 seasons ago, 5 seasons ago, whatever it was, 4 seasons ago. But yeah, look, he's had a good game tonight. He's been a really good servant for me, for us, for this football club. And yeah, I'm really pleased for him. And we like having him around. He's a good footballer, and like I say, yeah, it was good. I thought he had a good game tonight as well. And then obviously we saw the triple change come in late on in the game. How important was it to get that right, to see the involvements, obviously Olaf with the goal? Yeah, look, I thought Olaf, as I said, was a great finish from Olaf. He does that quite regularly on a Thursday afternoon in the extra session. You see it quite regularly. So yeah, it was nice for him, because I'm not saying he necessarily needed that. Like I said, it's nice for him to add to his tally, but it was a good finish. Clearly, good set from Lewis. And like I say, he's another one of the ones that do the extra session on a Thursday as well. So it's nice to see them combine and get that finish. But I thought all the lads who came on had an impact. But yeah, look, it's really, really important, not necessarily to get it right, but it's really important that when players do enter the game at whatever time that they have an impact, we try and give them as long as we can so that they can have an impact, to give them enough minutes. And again, look, they've continually done that. So it is really, really important. Again, going back to the mentality, is, you know, they have to have the right mentality to do that, because it's disappointment when you're not starting games. You know, everybody wants to play every single minute of every game, so great mentality from those, all of them. You know, I can't get everybody on every week, and I know that's really, really tough for them, but they've been fantastic with that. And yeah, look, again, they've come on and made an impact, and like I say, we could have nicked it. And
then finally, looking ahead to the weekend, obviously we travel to Maidenhead. What are your takes going into that one?
I'll talk about timing and when the right time to play teams. I know that they've mentioned that Alan will be stepping down, so look, it may be a good thing for us or a bad thing for us. Look, in terms of time, and I think they're welcoming as much, as many people in as they can to give him a good send off, as they should. He's been a fantastic servant for that club, and like I said, he's been a gentleman within football as well. So yeah, it'll be tough. Like I said, if they pack the stadium or pack the ground, then yeah, look, they could have more numbers than normal cheering them on. But it would be our job to go there with a game plan, not to frustrate, but to be us, and play our way. But they're a good side with, like I said, a lot of speed and power in it. So it'll be a tough game. But if we can go there, as I said, sort of maybe that sort of noisy crowd becomes a silent one, or one with some groans in it. But I understand they've had a good result tonight, so it's not going to be an easy game. So yeah, look, it will be another tough one. But like I said, we'll look to try and continue the run again on Saturday.
Thank you for your time.